if a team mirrors us, looking at the schedule, and until this point, I'm looking.
We're looking at a mirror, and we have to basically be on our P's and Q's, because if we're not,
we're gonna get screwed.
The things that we like to do, they like to do, and if we're not careful,
they're gonna do it on us.
Out of us, just like if they don't do what they know how to do, we'll kick the snot out of them.
Yep. And looking at the schedule.
That's what I mean by that.
Yeah, and looking at the schedule, I think the team is going to try to give us a run for our money will be Texarkana.
And that's in week 2. We have to go to them and they come to us later.
Yeah, and this is also a long lines down the road in week 7. And before that, in week 4, yeah, we got the hippies. In week 4, we got the hippies. And the way we see it, there might be some surprising edges that we might have up our sleeve. They might not like it. We can even, if we do what we can do, and we can do it consistently, and make sure it stays crisp, tight, and precise, then chances are they'll have to change certain things in their defensive scheme to try to stop us offensively, or change some things on their offense to try to confuse us defensively. Because they won't have to worry about me on both sides of the ball. Me offensively, because as it is, I'm at center. I'm in the quarterback's front side. And if I have to, I can try to be versatile and play left tackle, left guard, left tackle, or even, like I said, center. And on the defensive side of the ball, they have to worry about me and how I'm going to get out the gate. Because if they're going to try to do a run defense, and I know they're not going to try to run defense, I want to have to make them second guess themselves and go for a run offense. Which means I want to stop the quarterback when they least expect it.
So wait, so you go from guard to center?
I can go, yeah.
Or did the coach move you from guard to center?
Actually, I moved from guard to center. My former co-owner, who was the center, decided not to play anymore and became a soccer mom. So I took over her job as center as well. And the way basically I am, oh Lordy, we found out something else. David Andrews, the starting center for the Patriots, he's on IR. He's going to miss 3 games because of his hand. That means they got to go to their backup center.
They have a plan in mind. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10.
They always do.
9 times. Oh, and Shaquem Griffin is on that active roster for the first time in the last 2 years since he's been on the practice roster. They got a one-handed linebacker. Shaquem Griffin is a special person. This guy can defend.
They're actually broadcasting this game from Mayfield IMG Network Control.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
Yep.
They're not actually at the field, actually.
Yep. Shaquem Griffin, he actually is the one special type of player that you never know. He's playing with a disability. He's playing with only one hand.
Oh, yeah. Shaquille Griffin. He's been on the Seahawks for the last,
2 years.
4 or 5 years?
Yep. And you got Shaquem, and you got his twin brother Shaquille.
No. So it's raining this year.
You got Shaquem and Shaquille, the Griffin twins. And we also got the Howard twins. Guess which team they're on? They're on the 49ers. Just like the Seahawks got their set of twins, the 49ers got their set of twins.
They've got to go back to Nick Mullins again.
Yep.
Talk about changing that offense again for the Niners. They're out. They are out of a tight. They don't have a tight end. Richard Sherman is out for another.
They're out of both their running backs. They have to use their practice squad running back.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why Shaquem Griffin is upgraded because Richard Sherman's still on IR. He hurt bad. And from what they said on Fox Sunday, Richard Sherman had a hip flexor.
That might be longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He might be out. And speaking of injuries, Titans do not have Adoree Jackson. They thought it was going to be for 2 more weeks, but they are thinking now it's more another 5 or 6 weeks before he can come off the injured list.
Yep.
So no Adoree Jackson for the next month plus.
Yep.
So that's how that'll work.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to see a lot more Malcolm Butler, Chris Action Jackson, and
Jonathan Joseph.
Bolton. And
We're going to see
as well in the secondary. So you're going to see a lot of them folks. So you might see
Yep.
a lot more. You might see a lot more man/zone
Yep.
on the back end.
Like I said, week 3 will almost be capped off with the Titans-Vikings game. We want to see how 2 former Texans work well as members of the Two-Tone Blue against Kirk Cousins and the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings already have one of their draft picks out. Then you got Michael Hughes out with a hurt neck.
Yep. And this past Sunday was the first ever milestone for a rookie. They were his first game. Rookie cornerback Christian Fulton with an INT in the second half.
Well, yep. Well, keep in mind you don't have Adoree Jackson. You have to play secondary by committee.
Yep.
You're stuck with it, and that's where they are.
Yep.
Ted Roof.
And we're going to hope to see Vic Beasley on the field pretty soon.
I believe I thought I saw he's getting close, but I don't know if he's going to play against Minnesota this week or not.
Yep.
I did not check. I haven't seen anything, at least on Twitter anyway.
Yep.
I've not seen anything on Twitter with the Titans reporters that normally post stuff.
And speaking of sending things on Twitter, thank God we don't see nothing stupid coming out of the NFL this week, except for the fines. During week 2. The fines out the wazoo.
What we got?
Okay. There are several head coaches, including Mike Tomlin, Mike Vrabel, and several others who got fined for not wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were the unnecessary stuff. The ejections.
The NFL basically told them, if you don't wear a mask right on the sideline, you're going to get fined.
Yep.
So
but we're not talking about the...
already knew what they were signing up for, so hey, their wallet's a little later, guess what? Not my problem.
Yeah, well, and from there to on the field, we got players who got ejected from their games with questionable calls. They got fined for these questionable calls. Remember the so-called hit on the official? That Bears linebacker got fined $125,000. Then there's the physical fight and altercations that let 2 players get fined $250,000 apiece.
I haven't heard the ever popular, did any players leave the benches empty where Barlow?
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
And that's the last step. Oh, Lordy.
Whoa.
Mac Jones with a whopping 33-yarder.
And who'd he hit on that? Waddle?
Najee Waddle, number 17.
He hit Harris out of the backfield.
He hit Waddle right there, and Waddle was stopped at the 18-yard line.
Now, knowing Bama like I think I do, they'll probably stick this thing in and go up 14 pretty quick.
Whoa! And Najee Harris with the hurdle and a 2-yard gain.
Najee Harris is, like I said, a very talented, multifaceted back.
Yep.
He can run and he can catch.
Yep.
Don't be shocked to see him be picked very high. I don't know what round, but don't be surprised if he's not picked.
Yeah, he's a senior.
Because you...
This is his senior year. This is his last year.
Yep.
Which means Jalen Waddle. No, this is his junior year. It's Jalen Waddle.
Oh, good work, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. Oh. And Mac Jones's pass to Smith was incomplete. He thought he had a touchdown, but his receiver did not have one foot in bounds. Both of his feet went out of bounds. He went out of bounds when he caught that ball. He never came back in bounds.
If he would have dragged that left foot in, he would have scored.
It's not the left foot he had to drag in. It was his right. He landed on his left foot out of bounds after he jumped up and caught the ball. He wasn't pushed out.
Here's your third down upcoming.
Yep.
Hand up the middle.
Whoop!
Not much there.
And there it is. Waddle for the touchdown. Jalen Waddle for that 6 points.
Now let me
18 yards.
Did he pass or did he line up and get a wide receiver reverse?
He got a receiver open. It was Jalen Waddle. He ran a slot pass. He ran a slot route.
Slant.
He ran a slant route after Mac Jones got leveled.
Well, keep in mind, Bama's got some athletes, in case you forgot.
Yeah, of course they have. Most of them are on the track team. Some of them also play basketball after football season's over.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Missouri is learning a very painful lesson. You can't keep up with speed with young freshmen out there.
Yep.
You cannot keep up with speed.
So right now, it's just the first quarter, and Alabama is leading 14-0.
14-0, and Vanderbilt in Texas A&M territory. And another first down.
Yep.
Keep moving the football nicely with Todd Christensen as the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
So far, so good. We'll see what they can do with it.
Yep.
And Sanu has it at the quarterback slot. We didn't know who Manny was going to put in there.
Don't get mad at me.
It was this game. Yeah, the defending national champions at Vanderbilt Stadium and Bellevue Bengals next week.
Yep.
And it could be
Mississippi State beat LSU.
Bengals after they lose to Mississippi State 4-win.
Yep. And here's the final.
Coach O ain't gonna be happy.
Here's the final.
Today's
Mississippi State won 44-34.
upset special.
Yep. Won by 10.
So LSU's gonna drop in the polls this week. Oklahoma's gonna take a hit in the poll this week. Alabama is going to, if they handle their business, remain where they are.
Yep. They're in Mizzou.
And another team, a 23rd ranked team, got upset today, so they'll be out of the polls for Monday.
And it turns out the one who did it was the defensive player. It was defensive end for Auburn, Derek Hall.
Wait, don't you mean Alabama?
Oh no! It was earlier. This was an Auburn game.
Oh, Auburn, Kentucky.
Yes, Auburn defensive end Derek Hall got called for targeting. That 100-yard pick six that would have made him won 35-10 was negated because of it.
Did you see the kid with the coolest name that plays wide receiver and running back for Kentucky? Cavastier Smoke.
Yeah, he lifts you up in smoke. And you.
Speaking